Have you ever felt like something is wrong, but you just couldn't explain it? Do you sometimes ignore little signs thinking they don't matter, only to regret it later? Have you experienced a moment where your heart or mind warned you, but you chose to stay silent? It happens to all of us. Life often gives small hints before big problems arrive. But in our busy routines, we are so lost that we ignore them. Imagine your body feels tired every morning, but you brush it off saying, "It's just lack of sleep." Days pass, and suddenly you fall sick, or you notice a friend behaving differently, but you say, "Maybe they're just having a bad day." Later, you realize something serious was going on. These small warnings, whether from your health, mind, or relationships, are not random. They are life's way of telling you, stop, look, and listen. If this happens with you, don't ignore it, because ignoring the small things can lead to big regrets. But most people ignore them until it's too late. We are here to share life-changing lessons in the simplest way, so everyone can understand. Please drop down your thoughts in the comments. Your experiences and stories might help others too. This audiobook will help you understand those hidden signs which many people miss. Before we dive deeper, if you truly care about improving your life and understanding yourself better, make sure to like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe to our channel Wisdom Writings. Let's start this journey of awareness together.
When small problems speak loud, why you must pay attention. Most of the time, the biggest problems in life never appear suddenly. They arrive slowly, quietly, like whispers you don't pay attention to. But if you think back, you will realize those small problems always showed signs first. The only mistake we make is we ignore them. It's like a tiny crack in the wall. You look at it and say, it's nothing. Days go by, weeks pass, and suddenly the whole wall is damaged. The same thing happens in life. Let's take an example from our daily life. Imagine your body feels low on energy. You keep yawning during the day. You think, maybe I didn't sleep well last night. You ignore it. A few days later, you feel pain in your back or your head starts hurting. Again, you say, it's just stress. It'll go away. And one day your body breaks down. You fall sick badly. You visit the doctor and hear something serious. At that moment, you remember those small signs your body was giving all along, but you ignored them. The same happens with relationships. Sometimes, the person you love starts behaving differently. They talk less. Their eyes seem tired. You feel they're hiding something, but you stay silent thinking they'll be fine. Weeks pass. Suddenly, they distance themselves or completely walk away. And you wonder, how did this happen? But deep down, those small signs were always there. You just didn't pay attention. Life never creates storms without warnings. It always begins with small signals. But the truth is, we have become experts at ignoring them. Why? Because we are busy. Busy with work, busy with phones, busy chasing things that keep us distracted. So when those small signs appear, we push them aside, thinking they are temporary. But life has a way of reminding us, nothing is truly temporary if you keep ignoring it. Think of your mind for a second. Some days, you wake up with anxiety. You don't feel like talking to anyone. You force yourself to smile. You convince yourself, it's just a bad day. But what if those bad days keep coming? What if your heart keeps feeling heavy? If you don't stop and listen, those feelings grow stronger, and one day, they take over completely. Most people realize the importance of these signs when it's already too late. They sit and regret. I wish I noticed earlier. But regret never fixes what ignorance destroys. Even small financial problems show signs. Maybe your spending habits get out of control. Your savings start reducing. You tell yourself, it's okay, I'll manage. But slowly, the burden grows. One day, you're trapped in debts, and you wonder how things became so serious. But again, those signs were there from the start. Everything in life, health, relationships, work, even your mental peace, shows you warnings. But our habit of ignoring small problems makes those problems grow silently. You see, when you hear a car making a strange sound, you visit the mechanic. You don't wait for the engine to fail. But with ourselves, we delay everything. We think ignoring issues will make them disappear. But in reality, ignoring them is like adding fuel to fire. Have you ever seen a plant dying slowly? Its leaves turn yellow first. Then the soil dries up. But if you act early, water it, care for it, the plant lives. Life works the same way. So, from today, remember one thing. When small problems speak, they speak loud. You just have to listen. Whether it's your body, your mind, your relationships, or your life. If something feels off, don't brush it aside. Take a pause, look deeper, and fix it early. Because once those small problems grow, they become harder to control. But when you notice them at the right time, you save yourself from pain, loss, and regret. The truth is, life doesn't want to harm you. It warns you. It teaches you. But only if you're ready to listen. In the next part, we will talk about how your own mind gives you signals long before problems arise. Most people ignore these mental signs, but they are the key to protecting yourself. Let's move forward and learn how to listen to your mind before it's too late. Your mind knows before you do the subtle signals within. Sometimes in life, we get this strange feeling. It's hard to explain, but deep inside, something tells us that all is not okay. You may be sitting in a room full of people, laughing, talking, yet your mind feels uneasy. You may look at a situation, and even though everything seems fine from outside, your heart whispers, something is wrong. Have you ever had that? It feels like your mind knows something your eyes can't yet see. This is not magic. This is your mind's way of protecting you. But sadly, most people ignore these signals. They brush them off as overthinking or useless doubts. But the truth is, the mind always catches the signs before you do. Let's take an example. Imagine you meet someone new. They smile, they talk politely, but somewhere deep inside, you don't feel comfortable. Your mind keeps telling you to be careful, but you ignore it, thinking, I'm being too negative. Days pass, and suddenly you find out that person was hiding something. You feel shocked, but later you realize your mind already tried to warn you. Or think about this. You are working on a project or starting a new job. On the first day, your mind feels heavy. Something doesn't sit right, but you convince yourself to continue, thinking it's just nervousness. Months later, you understand why your mind was uneasy. Maybe the place wasn't right for you. Maybe the people around weren't honest, or maybe your values didn't match. Your mind is connected to everything around you in ways you cannot always understand. It picks up small details, a tone of voice, a quick glance, a hesitation in words, things that your eyes miss but your subconscious mind catches. But here's the problem. We live in a world that teaches us to only trust logic. We are told to ignore feelings that don't have proof. But many times, the mind's silent warnings are more accurate than any proof. Think about those times when you walked into a room and instantly felt the energy was off, or when you planned to travel, but suddenly your mind felt restless. Some people cancel the plan, later hearing there was an accident or some trouble. Others ignore the feeling, only to face regret. Your mind is like an inner friend. It talks in quiet ways, through discomfort, through hesitation, through sudden thoughts. But because it doesn't shout loudly, people ignore it. It's important to understand that your mind is not your enemy. When your mind feels uneasy, confused, or restless without reason, it's often a message to slow down, to observe, to question. Many big mistakes in life happen not because we didn't know the answer, but because we didn't listen to ourselves in time. And the interesting thing is, the more you ignore your mind's signals, the weaker that connection becomes. Slowly, your own inner voice fades. You start depending only on what others say, what the world shows you. But inside, you lose that protective guide. But when you start paying attention to your mind's quiet warnings, your life changes. You start noticing patterns, people, situations, and small details that help you make better choices. It doesn't mean you'll never make mistakes, but your chances of avoiding pain, loss, or regret increase. Many successful people, strong leaders, even ordinary folks who live peacefully, often say one thing. They trust their gut feeling, they trust their mind's inner voice. And that's what keeps them safe. You might have also seen this in daily life. A parent feels something is wrong with their child, even when the child says, I'm fine. Later, they find the child was struggling with something. Or a person feels like avoiding a certain route, while traveling, later hearing there was an accident on that road. It's not always fear. It's awareness. It's your mind working silently in the background to keep you safe, to guide you, to help you notice what your eyes can't see yet. So, next time your mind feels restless without a reason, pause. Ask yourself, why do I feel this way? Even if you don't get an answer immediately, don't brush it off. Observe, stay alert, and let your inner voice stay active. The more you listen, the sharper your awareness becomes. You'll slowly notice your mind giving you hints during conversations, decisions, travels, relationships, all the areas of life. Remember, ignoring these signals doesn't make them go away. It only brings regret later. But respecting your mind's quiet warnings can save you from a lot of pain. Your mind knows before you do. Listen carefully. Trust wisely. The body never lies. Physical clues you should never ignore. Sometimes, life doesn't send you warnings through words. It sends them through your own body. The problem is, most people are so busy with their daily routines, they stop listening to their body completely. They treat tiredness, pain, or discomfort as if it's normal. But it's not always normal. Your body knows everything before you do. And when it speaks, you must listen. Think about it for a moment. Have you ever woken up feeling heavy, even though you had enough sleep? Your head feels cloudy, your energy is low, but you tell yourself, it's okay, it's just stress, or maybe I didn't sleep well. Days go by, and suddenly you find yourself struggling with serious health issues. That's not a coincidence. That was your body's early warning, but it was ignored. Or let's say your stomach feels uneasy often. You feel bloated, tired, or have random aches. You blame on fast food, stress, or sitting for too long. But the truth is your body was trying to tell you something important. Maybe your lifestyle is hurting you. Maybe your mind is under pressure. Maybe your heart is carrying more than it should. You see, the body never lies. It can hide things for some time, but not forever. It gives signals, small ones, before things go out of control. The problem is we've made ourselves so used to ignoring these signs. We wait until the damage is done. Let me tell you a small story. There was a man, let's call him Raj. Raj worked hard every single day. He never missed office, never missed deadlines. But slowly, his body started showing signs. His legs would hurt, his back felt stiff, and he often had headaches. But he kept saying to himself, it's normal, I'm just tired. Weeks turned into months. One day, Raj fainted at work. The doctor told him his health was declining for a long time, but he didn't listen to his body. Raj thought the signs were small, but those small signs were shouting at him. Sadly, by the time he took them seriously, it was too late. His recovery took months, and during that time, he wished he had listened earlier. You don't need to be like Raj. You have time, but for that, you must become aware. Our body gives different types of warnings. Sometimes it's fatigue, sometimes it's body pain, sometimes it's poor sleep, sudden weight changes, or even small skin issues. These may look small at first, but behind them could be stress, illness, emotional struggles, or deeper problems. Stress is one of the biggest reasons your body suffers quietly. When your mind carries too many worries, your body reflects that. Your shoulders feel heavy, your neck stiffens, your heartbeat changes, or you get random stomach aches. All these are your body's way of telling you, please slow down, please pay attention. Even emotional pain reflects physically. When someone goes through heartbreak, anxiety, or constant fear, they often lose appetite, feel weak, or face sleep problems. But instead of understanding the root cause, they treat only the symptoms. But treating symptoms without listening to the deeper message never works for long. Here's the truth. Your body and mind are connected. When one suffers, the other reacts. You can't ignore physical signs thinking they will go away on their own. Yes, sometimes they do. But many times, those small signs grow quietly until they become big problems. So what should you do? First, start paying attention. Notice how your body feels when you wake up. Do you feel fresh or drained? Notice how your energy flows during the day. Are you always tired, even without much work? Notice your sleep patterns, your eating habits, your mood. All these are part of your body's language. Second, don't delay action. If your body keeps sending the same signal, like constant headaches, back pain, or low energy, don't brush it off. Go for a checkup. Talk to someone. Change your routine. Rest if needed. These steps may look small, but they can save you from bigger troubles later. Third, respect your body. Your body carries you through life. It faces your stress, your work, your struggles, your sleepless nights, everything. If you can take care of your car, your phone, your house, why not your own body? It's your only real home. Most importantly, don't compare your signs with others. Everyone's body speaks differently. For some, stress shows through headaches. For others, it shows through digestion problems. Some may get skin issues. Some may face fatigue. Your signs are personal. Learn to recognize them. Think of it like this. Imagine a car with a blinking red light on the dashboard. You ignore it, thinking the car is still running fine. But inside, something is breaking down. One day, the car stops completely. That's exactly how your body works. Those small signs, tiredness, pain, unusual feelings, are your blinking red lights. Don't wait for a breakdown to take them seriously. People often say, "I don't have time to rest," or "I can't afford to stop now." But here's a fact. When your health fails, everything stops anyway. Your work, your goals, your routines, all pause when your body can't carry you forward. Listening to your body is not weakness, it's wisdom. Strong people are not those who ignore their body. They are those who understand it. Your body is your best friend. It protects you, serves you, and warns you. You just need to listen. So, from today, observe yourself. Slow down when your body asks you to. Sleep when you're tired. Eat when you're hungry. Rest your mind when it's overloaded. And if your body repeats the same warnings, don't wait. Take action. Small signals save lives, but only when we listen. In the next part, we'll talk about how people around you, their behavior, their words, their silence, also give signs. If this happens with you, don't ignore that either. Let's continue learning together. People's behavior changes first. Social signs that something's off. Have you ever noticed how sometimes, before a situation changes, people change? It happens quietly. You won't even realize it at first. But people's words, tone, or even silence can tell you a lot if you're paying attention. Think about your own life. Maybe there was a time when a friend who always laughed with you suddenly became distant. Or a family member who used to share everything stopped talking much. Maybe your partner, your coworker, or even a neighbor, someone you thought you understood, started behaving differently. Often, we ignore these changes. We tell ourselves, it's nothing. They're just busy. Maybe they're tired. Maybe I'm overthinking. But let me tell you something. People's behavior always speaks before their words do. The way they look at you, how much they interact, how their energy feels around you. It all starts changing when something inside them shifts. Sometimes, the change is small. Maybe they respond late to your messages. Maybe their smile feels forced. Maybe they avoid eye contact. And sometimes, they become completely distant, cold, or irritated for no reason you can understand. But the signs are there. Life gives these signals through people too. Just like your body shows tiredness before you fall ill, people around you show signs before situations change. Let me give you an example. Imagine you have a close friend. You both talk every day, share your worries, your dreams. But suddenly, your friend starts canceling plans. You message them. They reply with short answers. You call. They say they're busy. Their excuses pile up. Now, your mind tells you, they're probably stressed they'll come around. But deep down, your heart knows something has shifted. Weeks pass, and you discover that your friend was going through something serious. Maybe they were upset with you, or maybe they were facing their own struggles. But because you ignored the early signs, the distance between you both grew. Or maybe the signs were telling you that relationship was no longer healthy for you. Sometimes people pull away because life is pushing them out of your space for your good. But if you don't notice these signs, you stay stuck in confusion. Let me tell you this. People rarely change overnight. Their behavior gives away hints. Their words may still sound the same, but their actions, their energy, their presence, that starts to shift. But most people ignore it. They keep waiting for things to go back to normal. They hold on to memories. They think it's just a phase. And slowly they get hurt. They get disappointed. They feel betrayed. But was the betrayal really sudden? Or did life already warn you, but you ignored it? I know this sounds tough, but awareness can save you from unnecessary pain. You don't have to react to every little mood change in people, but you should notice. When someone becomes distant, when conversations feel forced, when a person who once cared starts acting cold, those are signs. Maybe they're struggling. Maybe they've changed. Maybe the bond is weakening. And maybe it's time for you to step back too. Sometimes, noticing these signs early helps save relationships. You can talk, understand, support each other before things break completely. Other times, noticing these signs helps you let go before you lose your peace. The biggest mistake people make is ignoring behavior changes. They keep investing time, energy, emotions, even when life is giving them clear signals to be careful. Have you ever stayed in a friendship, relationship, or job long after the signs told you to move on? I'm sure most of us have. We all want things to stay the same. We crave stability, love, connection. But life doesn't work that way. Everything evolves, people too. And when people evolve, their behavior reflects it before their words catch up. They may not always say, "I've changed," but their actions will. It's painful, yes, but ignoring it only makes the pain bigger later. In your life, start paying attention to these small changes. When someone who supported you starts judging you. When someone who admired your dreams starts doubting them. When someone who loved your company starts avoiding it. When someone who always laughed with you forgets how to smile around you. These signs don't lie. Sometimes people pull away because they're hurting. Sometimes because they've outgrown the connection. Sometimes they've found peace elsewhere. And sometimes they don't know how to tell you the truth. But their behavior already told you long before words did. The choice is yours. Notice the signs or face bigger heartbreak later. It's not about overthinking every action. It's about trusting your awareness. When you sense repeated changes, consistent distance, energy that feels off, don't ignore it. Protect your peace. Protect your energy. Protect your heart. Because life always gives signs through people's behavior, their actions, their presence. It's up to you to listen. Unexpected events? It's not random. The universe's way of talking. Sometimes life does strange things. Things that don't make sense in that moment. But later, when we look back, we understand maybe it was not random. Maybe life or the universe was trying to tell us something. You see, most of us believe that unexpected things just happen. A job suddenly goes away, a relationship ends without warning, your plans fall apart, or even a stranger enters your life and changes everything. In that moment, we call it bad luck or coincidence. But if you really think deeply, nothing happens without a reason. Many times, life saves us from problems before we even know there was danger. But we see that moment as loss, failure, or rejection. Think about it. Have you ever lost an opportunity and felt heartbroken? But months later, you realized maybe that opportunity wasn't good for you after all. Or maybe someone left your life and you felt completely broken. But slowly, life showed you that their presence was stopping your growth, your happiness. These unexpected moments are hard to accept. We don't like change when it feels forced upon us. But life has a bigger plan. It sends signs, situations, and sometimes even people to either protect us, guide us, or teach us. But the truth is, most people only see these events as pain. They miss the hidden message behind them. They ignore the warning or the lesson and continue living the same way, only to face bigger problems later. Imagine this. You were planning something for months, maybe starting a new job, a project, or a trip. You did everything right, but suddenly things fall apart. You get angry, upset, even question your own worth. But after some time, you hear about something that went wrong in that same project, or that trip faced a disaster. That's when you realize life was protecting you. But back then, you couldn't see it. Or think about relationships. Sometimes, people leave us for no clear reason. We cry, we blame ourselves, we beg them to stay. But time reveals the truth. Maybe that person didn't value you. Maybe they would have broken your heart more later. But life showed the red flag early. These are not just random events. This is the universe speaking to you in its own quiet way. It never shouts. It whispers through situations. But only those who stay aware understand. But awareness is not easy. Our emotions blind us. We hold on to our plans, our people, our routines so tightly that when life changes them, we panic. But what if instead of panicking, you paused? What if, instead of crying, you asked, "What is life trying to show me?" In those quiet moments, you'll see the message hidden behind every unexpected event. Even failures are part of this. Failing an exam, losing a job, facing rejection, they all feel like life is against you. But sometimes, failure is life's protection. It saves you from walking down the wrong road. It redirects you to where you truly belong. Think of great people, those who succeeded. If you listen to their stories, most of them will tell you they faced rejection, failure, heartbreak, but today they thank those moments. Because if things went as they planned, they wouldn't be where they are now. So why do we resist so much? Because we are scared of the unknown. We like comfort, even if it's stopping our growth. But life doesn't work on comfort. It works on purpose. And when your current situation doesn't serve your higher purpose, life shakes things up. It might feel like everything is falling apart. But maybe things are falling into place, just not your way, but life's way. The hardest part is trusting this process. Because trust requires patience. And patience is difficult when you're in pain. But those who learn to trust, even when life feels unfair, later realize nothing was unfair. Everything was necessary. So, next time something unexpected happens, pause. Don't just react with anger, sadness, or fear. Step back and ask, what if this is happening for me, not against me? You might not get the answer immediately, but with time, everything becomes clear. Remember, life never sends pain without purpose. The universe doesn't waste lessons. Every delay, every rejection, every closed door, it all has a reason. You may not see it now, but one day you will look back and smile, knowing that life was guiding you all along. So, don't ignore these unexpected moments. They're not accidents. They are signs. Pay attention, stay patient, and trust. Life knows what it's doing, even when you don't. Trust the gut feeling, how intuition protects you. There's something inside every person. It's quiet. It doesn't speak with words, but it speaks clearly in feelings and whispers. This is what we call the gut feeling or intuition. It is like a small voice inside you that tries to guide you. Often, it warns you about dangers or tells you what feels right. Have you ever been in a situation where you felt something was wrong, but you couldn't explain why? Maybe you met someone new and instantly felt uneasy, or you had a choice to make and your heart told you to say no. That feeling is your intuition at work. Many people ignore this feeling because it doesn't come with clear reasons or facts. We like proof and logic, but intuition is different. It is a kind of knowing without thinking. It is like your mind is sending a signal from deep inside, based on everything you have seen, felt, and experienced before. Your brain collects a lot of information, much more than you realize. Sometimes it notices small things that your conscious mind misses. Your intuition then sends you a signal based on these small clues. This is why gut feelings are often right. Imagine you're walking home and suddenly feel a chill or discomfort. You can't see anything wrong around, but the feeling is there. This feeling is your body and mind telling you to be careful. Maybe you decide to take a different route, and later you find out that the usual path was dangerous at that time. Ignoring intuition can sometimes lead to trouble, but trusting it can protect you. It can stop you from making bad decisions. It can help you avoid danger or even save your life. However, trusting your gut doesn't mean you act without thinking. It means you listen carefully to that feeling and then use your mind to understand it better. Sometimes the feeling is strong and clear. Sometimes it is soft and quiet, but it is always there. People who learn to trust their intuition often feel more confident. They make decisions faster and with less stress. They understand themselves better and avoid many mistakes. But how do you recognize your intuition? First, it often comes as a feeling in your stomach or chest. You may feel calm or uneasy. Sometimes, it is like a sudden thought that appears out of nowhere. Other times, it is a gentle nudge that keeps coming back. Second, intuition is usually quiet. It is not loud or forceful. It doesn't shout. It waits patiently until you notice it. Third, intuition rarely comes with clear words or explanations. It is more about feelings or images. Your mind tries to explain it, but often it can't. Learning to trust your intuition takes practice. You have to slow down and pay attention to your inner voice. When you make decisions, take a moment to ask yourself, what does my gut say? Then listen. Sometimes your intuition will be right. Other times, it may be wrong. That is okay. Intuition is not perfect, but over time, you will get better at understanding it. You can also strengthen your intuition by spending quiet time alone. Meditation, walking in nature, or just sitting quietly can help you hear your inner voice more clearly. Another way is to keep a journal. Write down times when you listen to your gut and what happened. Over time, you will see patterns and learn to trust your feelings more. Remember, your intuition is a gift. It is your inner guide to protect you and lead you toward what is good and right. Sometimes, ignoring this voice leads to mistakes. Many regrets come from not trusting that quiet feeling inside. But when you trust your gut, you build a strong relationship with yourself. You become your own best friend and protector. Intuition also helps you understand other people better. When you meet someone, your gut feeling can tell you if they are trustworthy or if something feels off. This can save you from trouble and help you build healthy relationships. It's important to know that intuition is not the same as fear or worry. Fear is loud and tries to stop you by making you anxious. Intuition is calm and clear. It gently guides you without pushing. When you feel scared, take a deep breath and ask, is this fear or is this my intuition? This can help you decide how to act. Sometimes your gut feeling may tell you to take a risk. It may ask you to try something new or follow your dreams. Many great successes in life come from listening to intuition and acting on it. Your intuition is like an inner compass. When you learn to use it, you rarely lose your way. So, the next time you feel a quiet warning or a gentle pull inside, don't ignore it. Stop for a moment. Listen closely. Trust yourself. Your intuition is there to keep you safe, help you grow, and guide you to a better life. If you still ignore, regret follows. Final lessons you must remember. Throughout this journey, we have talked about the quiet signals life gives us. We learned how small problems, changes in your mind, body, or people around you are not just random. They are important signs, warning signs that should never be ignored. Now, as we come to the final part, it is time to remember the biggest truth. Ignoring these signs can bring deep regret. When you don't listen, when you push away the little hints, the problems grow bigger. They become harder to fix. And often, by the time you notice, it feels like it's too late. Think about someone you know, maybe a friend, family member, or even yourself, who ignored pain, feelings, or changes for too long. Maybe they thought, it's not serious, or it will go away on its own. But it didn't. Instead, the pain got worse. The relationship broke. The health got fragile. The chance to change slipped away. This is the hardest lesson life teaches us. Regret hurts more than pain. Regret is the heavy feeling that comes when we realize we could have done something, but didn't. We all want to avoid that feeling. And the way to avoid it is simple. Don't ignore what life tries to tell you. When you feel a small discomfort in your body, don't just brush it aside. Go see a doctor. When your heart feels uneasy about a decision or a person, don't silence it. Think about it clearly and ask for help if needed. When people around you start acting different, don't pretend everything is fine. Talk to them. Try to understand. The sooner you catch the signs, the easier it is to fix things. Many times, we avoid facing these signs because we feel scared. We fear what we might discover. But remember, facing the truth early gives you power. Power to protect yourself. Power to heal. Power to grow. Life is not perfect. Problems will come. But the difference is in how you respond. Ignoring small signs leads to big problems. Listening carefully leads to strength and peace. This audiobook was created to help you see these hidden signs clearly, to remind you that your life matters, that your feelings matter, that your health, mind, and relationships deserve attention. So now, take a deep breath and promise yourself this. Never ignore what you truly feel inside. When something doesn't feel right, act on it. Speak up. Seek help. Take care. Because your future depends on the small things you choose to notice today. Before we end, if this message touched you or made you think, please like this video. Share it with your friends or family who need this reminder. Subscribe to our channel Wisdom Writings for more simple but powerful lessons that help you live better every day. And please, take a moment to drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your stories and feelings are important. They might inspire or help someone else going through the same struggle. Thank you for spending your time here. Remember, the small signs are never to be ignored. Listen closely, live wisely, and keep growing. Until next time, stay aware and take care of yourself.